Welcome back. We're still in section 913. We're going to do some more problems. We're going to write the equations given the graph. So the degree of the polynomial, based on there being 3 turning points, the degree is going to be 4. And we also know that the leading coefficient, because of the shape, is going to be positive. What are the roots? Once again, the roots are the zeros, the x-intercepts. So x equals 0, x equals 2, and x equals 3. Now, because it bounces at the 2, that one is repeated twice, an even number of times. Now we're going to find the exact equation. Now they're telling us that 2.5 and negative 0.2 is on the graph. So y equals a, x minus 0, x minus 2 squared, x minus 3. Don't forget that squared. So we don't actually have to clean anything up. So we can use that point 2.5 and negative 0.2. So negative 0.2 equals a times 2.5 minus 0, 2.5 minus 2 squared, 2.5 minus 3. So negative 0.2 equals a times 2.5 times 0.5 squared times negative 0.5. So you want to use your calculator for this. And when you do, you get negative 0.2 equals a times negative 0.3125. Divide both sides by negative 0.3125. You get a equals a 0.64. So our exact equation, y equals 0.64 x times x minus 2 squared times x minus 3. And there's your polynomial. You probably won't see the parentheses around the x. So you might see it more like this, 0.64 x, x minus 2 squared, x minus 3. That'd probably be a more popular way of writing it. Number 9. We're going to write a polynomial function for the graph that bounces off the x-axis at negative 1, 0, which tells us it's repeated. And it crosses at 4, 0, and it's going through the point negative 2, 16. So we have 2, 3 for our degree. So our degree will be 3, and we don't know what the leading coefficient is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be positive or negative yet. So now we're going to the point negative 2, negative 18, and our zeros, x equals negative 1, and x equals 4. Don't forget that negative 1 is repeated twice. So y equals a, x minus negative 1 squared, x minus 4. A times x plus 1 squared times x minus 4. So now, using the point negative 2, negative 18, negative 18 equals a. Negative 2 plus 1 squared, negative 2 minus 4. Negative 18 equals a times negative 1 squared times negative 6. So negative 1 squared is 1. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6, so it's negative 6a. Divide both sides by negative 6. A equals a positive 3. So our equation y equals 3 times the quantity of x plus 1 squared times the quantity of x minus 4. And there's our polynomial function given that information. When you see that bounces, that's a repeated solution. Here's another one. We can see based on the shape, the degree, there's 2 turning points, so the degree will be 3. And the leading coefficient is going to be a negative. Now my zeros, x equals negative 2, and I see an x equals positive 2. Because of the bounce there at negative 2, it's repeated twice. So y equals a x minus negative 2 squared. Don't forget that. X minus 2. So y equals a times x plus 2 squared, x minus 2. And I see a point at 0, 16. There's my x and my y. So 16 equals a times 0 plus 2 squared, 0 minus 2. A times, so 2 squared is 4 times negative 2. So 16 equals negative 8a. Divide both sides by negative 8. A equals negative 2. So y equals negative 2 times x plus 2 squared times x minus 2. There's our polynomial function in factored form. And then the last one in this section, problem number 11. Based on the turning points, the degree is going to be 4. And our leading coefficient, because it's going down like that, is going to be a negative of some sort. Now my zeros, I see an x equals a negative 2, and I see an x equals positive 2. But take note that they bounce there. So they're both repeated twice. And that's important to get the correct equation. So our y equals a x minus negative 2 squared, x minus 2 squared. So y equals a times x plus 2 squared, x minus 2 squared. Now we have to find a point. And I see a point right here that I can read. And that point is at 0, negative 3. So negative 3 equals a times 0 plus 2 squared, 0 minus 2 squared. Negative 3 equals a times 2 squared is 4. Negative 2 squared is also 4. So negative 3 equals 16a. Divide both sides by 16. A equals negative 3/16. So our equation, y equals negative 3/16 x plus 2 squared, x minus 2 squared. And there's our polynomial function in factored form. Okay, that is it for this section. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.